Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference. I do desire that you are having a wonderful day and that everything is going according to the plans that you have in your mind or have desired. Um, we are, I think, at episode 1091. It's probably in the 80s still, but I have to like really go back and see what episode we stopped at consistently, and then number them correctly. But anyway, guys, welcome in, welcome in. My desire is that you have, like I said, have are having or have had a fantastic day. Um, before I start chitty chatting about our topic, I have to tell you how my day was. So, welcome in, guys. The only thing that I do ask is if you can double tap the screen and share live, all of those good things. Hey to everyone. Um, what's going on, chaotic? So hey to everybody, and if you want to catch the replay at all for this or any Hello World, you can go to the YT, and there will be plenty of content for you on there. But let me tell you guys how my day went. So I woke up this morning, and then I said to myself, you know what, self, go back to sleep. hmm I sure did. I went back to sleep a couple of times, and it was all for good reason. Let me bring you guys a little closer. So it was all for good reason. I just thought that we were going to have another bit of snow outside. I don't know where you guys are from, but I'm in New Jersey, in the tri-state area, to be exact. And we got slammed with at least 100 feet. Well, no, okay. We got slammed with maybe 3 feet of snow. And I just, thought I was going to wake up to more snow. But it really was more sun than anything. So it is sunny now, it's warm. A lot of the snow is melting. But I will say, though, driving where things are supposed to normally be like 2 lanes and now it's 1 lane, it does something to you. And well, at least it does something to me, and it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels so unsettling and uneasy. Just knowing that people are supposed to be parked properly but they can't because the snow is in the way, and then the snow is in the way. Then I just saw a plowing more snow onto cars, and I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense and save more resources if you guys just tell everybody your car needs to be gone, emergency, no parking for this day, and just plow out all of the snow versus just making the situation even more hard for people who have their cars parked on the street. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. So I just said, okay, whatever. It is what it is. And then you have people who are shoveling out their cars and dumping the snow right back on the street. It's just so many hazards. And you have people walking in the street. Then you have people riding in the street. And I just came to the realization at that moment, just relax. Take it easy. You're still blessed because it is a weekday. Today's Tuesday. And you don't have to report to anybody's W-2. And meaning, when I did have to report to a W-2, it was so stressful just thinking about being late. And I have an issue with lateness for me. Like, I feel like I start to get anxious when I feel like I'm about to be late for something, or if time is coming too close. And now knowing that the snow is there, I would have to add more time onto my travel, etc. So that's pretty much what I was thinking of and dealing with driving around in the city when there's snow. And but I'm so thankful that it was warm enough where it was still soft. So the people who were digging out their cars, they didn't have to dig ice. But let me tell you, some cars were really buried badly, and I felt bad for them. But I don't know. So anyway, I went to the studio. I printed a couple of shirts. I couldn't do them all because I'm still waiting for a shipment to come in sometime today. So I said, all right, I know, especially with how things are now, I'm probably not going to get that shipment until late tonight. So it is what it is. I'll just do it tomorrow. But I was live earlier on the, if you guys are not following me, please consider following me on the TT Streets. Is btdllc, and that's for basically for all platforms. B as in boy, T as in Tom, D as in dog, LLC. And again, guys, if you ever want to watch any replays of Hello World, you can go on over to the YT Streets, and it's the same thing over there. So anyway, I still have not eaten for the day yet. I'm in the middle of doing a fast, and it is definitely, I would say this fast for me is definitely, and I think it's because there's certain things surrounding, but certain things that are surrounding that are going on, that is just compiling on to, um, just the fast alone. It's got me thinking a lot about life and where I am, where people thought I should be. Like, I'm talking about when I was a kid, where people, presumed I would be as a kid, where I presumed I would be as an adult. And it's just like, you know how they say when you have a cup, you have those three doors you can walk through, and each one of those doors has a very different outcome in each door that you choose, but you can only choose one. And sometimes I feel like the door that I chose is the door that I probably would have been like, no, don't choose that door. Don't choose that door. Because the things that you have to go through in life and the people that you have to encounter in life is not going to equate to the things that, and the things or the places that you feel like you should have been when you think in retrospect. So I'm just like, wonder what those other doors would have had. I wonder. But, I guess if there is a reincarnation, I'll hopefully remember to choose a different door next time. And maybe the outcomes will be different, but here's the caveat. Majority of the people that I've met throughout the course of this life, I will never meet again. So I'm wondering, is it worth checking those other doors and seeing, or would I always end up choosing this door? Oh, that's a great topic, y'all. Think about your life and the direction that you've gone in. Even if you had a choice or a chance to pick a different direction, would you? Knowing the outcome and the possibilities of the current life that you have. And again, you would not have control over how anything would play out in your life, regardless of any door you chose. But it would definitely yield different. Maybe you would be born in a different family. Maybe you would be born in a different tax bracket. Maybe you would be born not healthy. You just don't know, but that's the decisions and the choices that we can make. So, would I have chosen a different door? If there were sub doors, yeah, like SUB doors, sub doors, like I would so choose the door that I would so choose the life that I'm living now. But I would definitely try to fine tune and see if there was little doors that I could choose. Be like, I don't want to go through that door, that sub door where you would run into this type of situation. Or yeah, I would probably try to avoid that door and go through and try another door if that were ever the case. But life doesn't work that way, so they say. But it does work that way because we always have free will. And we are always capable and able, if we so desire, to choose a different outcome or a better outcome, whichever way you want to call it. So, anyway, I did that and then I went back to, I was going to go to virtual court and sat there in the court in the Zoom for about a half an hour. And I said, let me call the court itself. Come to find out the courts are closed today because of the weather. And I was just like, dang, I wish I got an email or something to tell me that court was canceled. So that hour that I spent just waiting for the prosecutor, I could have actually, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. Um, I did end up finishing up all of my errands, and I got a lot of stuff done though while I was waiting for court. I updated the email list. I had like 4 or 5 pages of emails that I did not enter. So I updated that, and then I printed more. Thank you. I printed more emails, blank forms, so people can sign up. And then I just remembered that I'm supposed to be doing. I need to check to see if they're still going to be doing the Black Entrepreneur um, thing for tomorrow. And it's something I've been doing for the last 3 years, where I go to a charter school and they celebrate Black entrepreneurs. And why I like doing it is because the kids get to see somebody of their complexion doing things that they could possibly do, and in a way where it doesn't seem like scary. I would hope, my desire is never to be like a scary person, or someone that would be, you would be afraid to approach. And so I go to that school so laid back that I would hope that those kids would never think that, oh my goodness, she's not approachable, I can't talk to her, this adult. You know what I mean? Because when you're a kid, everybody looks so big. And I would just want them to feel comfortable enough to ask. And majority of the times they do. Some of them just stare at me, but then, I start talking like, hey, y'all, tell me what you want. What do you want to know? Then they relax and they start talking. So I have to check to see if they're still doing that tomorrow. I know the weather is bad. I'm also contemplating on whether I want to go or not, because I know it's going to be like trying to find parking and all of that. I just don't know if I have it in me. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if I have it in me to go, but I know it's for the greater good. It's for kids, and they deserve to have a good example, even if it's just once a year, from someone that they may never ever see again in their life. Isn't that amazing? Sometimes you're once in a lifetime for people, and that's usually a lot of people. You're once in a lifetime, and some of that lifetime is for a breath, some of it is for a few moments, and then others are for your life. But as you mature and grow, you'll notice that a lot of people are not lifetime people. um, and it's not always bad things that happen, but it's just the directions that you decide to take may not be the same directions that are in the same direction of the people that you know. So that's reasons why. And then there's other reasons, as you know, things fall apart, and then things just get weird, and people get angry, and people get mean and nasty, and they say that's their true colors or whatever, but it's just personalities clashing, destinies clashing, purposes clashing, and it's really all about alignment. So anyway, that's what I'm wondering for tomorrow, if I should or shouldn't. But I will contact the teacher tonight, well, after I get off of here, to see if they're still going to, first of all, even go to school, and if they're still having the program. So with that all being said, I move on to our topic. And the topic at hand is called packing. I woke up this morning and it was on my mind just thinking about different variations of what packing could mean. And there's so many different ways. We definitely have to put packing into our lives, right? Because sometimes we just keep on living and living and living and living and living and living and not realize that we've squandered so much time doing things just to do things, just doing things. And then while we do things, sometimes we forget to pack previous situations and move on. So please think about the different things in your life where you've just kept living and living and living and not just packed up different things, put it to the side, maybe to revisit or maybe not. But that's how our emotions get so cluttered, right? It gets so cluttered because we continuously have so many things just piling on top, and we never section out everything. We never, or not never, but we don't think to section out things. We don't think to put things and pack away, maybe for the next season, or maybe never. So when I was thinking about different things about in my life about what I've packed away and what I just have not packed away, I'm like, my goodness, I haven't sat with myself in a very long time. I have to use myself as an example because I never ever want anybody to feel like I'm talking about them. So I haven't done enough packing. And before I came on this live, on these lives, I felt so much better because I fixed a couple of things around my house that were broken. And it was just like I packed that brokenness away. And now they're fully functioning or they're going to be fixed. So when you think about your life and the packing that you either need to do or are doing, is it going to become compartmentalized in a good way or in a bad way? Or not even necessarily a bad way, but is it going to be put away in a good way to be revisited? Or are you going to put it away permanently to never be seen again? And I feel like the things that we should put away permanently would be those traumas, right? What you'll notice, what I talk about mostly on Hello World are our traumas, because those traumas are the very things that keep holding us back from packing, from moving forward, and from living out our purposes, and for keeping us stuck in fear. So I will always primarily be talking about healing and traumas on Hello World. So anyhow, when I think about the different situations that I have not addressed or have yet to address, I wonder to myself, when I pack them away, will it be for another season? Will it be packed, not necessarily to be packed away, but organized better? Which will also equate to packing. Organization is a form of packing. So you have three options. You either organize your packing, you pack it away for another season, revisit it later, or you permanently put it away, i.e. give it away, your traumas to God, your maker, creator, or whoever you believe in. Give it away to not allow it to affect your future or your present. Isn't it funny? There's always three. But that's the only way you can find out whether you need to pack things away and to organize it in a specific way is if you spend time with yourself. Spend time with God, your maker, creator, or whoever you believe in. So as I sit here collecting my thoughts about what I'm doing and what I'm packing away, what I want to fix and what I just want to let go, I realize the weight is being lifted. So if you don't realize that you've been bogged down with a lot of weight, spend a little with yourself. I always say, if you want to feel, if you want to know if you are going through or have traumas, or if you even like yourself, see if you can tolerate your spirit, just staring at your spirit. You would have to go into a mirror, look at yourself for at least 5 minutes. If you cannot do that for 5 minutes, then there's something about your spirit that you cannot tolerate. And it's usually because it's a trauma. Maybe deep, deep, deep within, or maybe just surface. But the only way you'll know is if you spend time with yourself, spend time with God, your maker, creator, whoever you believe in. And I keep it that way because there's a lot of people who have different types of faith, and I would never ever want to step on anybody's toes who has a different belief than what I do. I want you to really get it for yourself. I want you to really, really be like, no, I'm talking to myself right now. That's what I want you to do. When I speak, I want you to be like, I'm speaking to myself. You are putting it into your own words, right? So that's why I keep it very broad, so you all feel like, well, dang, this does relate to me, because it's open to anybody. It doesn't matter your race, your creed, or anything of that nature. Trauma is trauma. Healing is healing. If you miss one, the other will live. If you work on one, more things can come about in your life. But that's when you decide to choose healing. And that's when you decide to say, okay, I'm going to sit here and see what I need to pack up in organizing, pack up to revisit, or pack up to let go. Thankfully, my packaging doesn't require me to let go of anything. My packaging, for me, requires me to be a little bit more organized. I don't need to revisit anything. I need to just be a little bit more organized. Allowing God, my maker, and my creator, and my ancestors, my entire team, that's what I like to call it, my entire team, to really fine tune the journey for me. I challenge all of us to do that. Because guess what? The more we all heal collectively, the better our world is. And I truly believe that. I've believed that for over 10 years now, hence why I still do what I do. It's not because I'm this dreamer, it's because I know the evidence of when things are good is usually because you're not distracted by traumas, you're not distracted by hurt, you're not distracted by fear. You're more WHOLE and complete. And because I've been able to have that kind of peace in my life, for those that I encounter that don't have it, I just want them to experience it, even if it's but for a few moments in life. Right? Because not everybody is going to hold on and keep grasp of healing. It's kind of like, you know, if you guys have ever been to church or anything like that or read the Bible, it's kind of like, you know, the sower, where some seeds grow prematurely, then other seeds grow and get squashed up by thorns, and then other seeds don't get enough attention, so they're not even fertilized. So, you know, that's pretty much how our healing can be in our own lives. Are you going to be a surface level healed? Are you going to be a deep rooted, spring forth healed? Or are you going to be healed fast, quick, but then one little thing happens and you just give up, sucked up by the thorns? Where are your seeds going to fall? It all depends on how much and how often you meditate, pray, speak to God, whatever you want to call it for yourself. Be less distracted. It all depends on what you decide, how often you decide that you need to pack things away, how organized you want to be in your life. But guess what? It's up to you. The free will that we've been given, we have every bit of right to choose. Whether we want to ignore organization, seasons, or let go. As I said before, for me, my packing is only going to require me to be a little bit more organized. What about you? Have you considered packing things away in your life? Does it even mean anything to you? Because it doesn't have to. It really doesn't. But then don't be the same one complaining about why people seem to be crazy. You no longer reserve that right. When you become aware of the opposite of complaining, you no longer reserve the right to be a part of the complaints. I mean, maybe I'm just a little tough. That's okay. Because if you don't have a little bit of tough, you won't toughen up. Or maybe if you don't have a little bit of a tough, i.e. challenge, you actually won't do it. So if I have to be the bad guy, well, gal, if I have to be the bad gal to sit in front of you, to make you feel all of the things that you've been avoiding, then so be it. I'll be the tough one, the bad one, the exiled one, whichever the case may be, it's okay. But I want to see our world better. And if one person, i.e. you, can be better, and that translates into you being effective to hundreds and thousands of people, then my little old tough love was worth it. Exhalation was worth it. Yes, I do make up my own words. I don't care. It is what it is. No one can ever tell me what's right or wrong except for God. No one can ever tell me the degree of healing that a person can have because I've experienced a lot of it. Yes, I've experienced a lot of betrayal. You would never believe or understand. Well, yeah, you probably could understand, but you would never believe the amount of betrayal that I've encountered. But that makes me the perfect candidate to understand. You'll never believe the amount of hurt and loss that I've experienced. You may understand, but you'll never truly believe it. But does it all matter at the end of the day? No, it doesn't, because I see that the greater good is better for all of us together? How can we scream that we want community? I.e., like, you know how people band together and start raising their own farms, building their own communities, their own houses, and stuff like that. How can we want to have a community if someone or people are not willing to sacrifice their ego for the greater good? And that's what I'm doing most of the times. I'm all for community. I'm all for humanity. And there's a ton of people who are like me who are for that. I make examples, even if I have to be the example. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, I know for a fact that this world will not be the same. And collectively, if we all could just try, our world could be so much better than what it is now. Because it is good. I mean, think about it. We still have oxygen. We still have our thoughts to create. We still have nature that wants to take care of us, or actually feels the duty to take care of us. We still have God, our maker, our ancestors, your whole entire team that still sees fit that you should be here. So it's not as bad when we really think about it. And you'll notice too, the quality of people that you end up engaging with and meeting will change once you start healing. It becomes better. Isn't better better? But it just takes a little bit of you, i.e. me as well, taking time to really pack things in the categories that they really should go in. So, are you ready to do what it takes for you to heal? For you to get better, for you to grow, for you to be more spiritually mature? I was thinking of the word, yeah. To become more spiritually mature. Are you ready? Because when you are ready, things will get beautiful, but then it gets turned up another notch, where it gets a little bit more hard and sticky. These are the books that I've written. And I think I'm going to, I'll pick this one. I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. And I'll tell you exactly what it was meaning, what it meant at the time that I wrote it. See, I will read this side. The perfect mix between old and new, ageless. The perfect mix between old and new is ageless. I consider myself ageless. Oh my gosh, I'll read this other one too. I consider myself ageless because I never ever want to put a premature expiration date on my physical life. A lot of people will probably be like, oh, you're aging. Never. Yeah, I've looked the same way 10 years ago 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, I've still looked the same. Only difference is when I was a baby, my face was a little smaller. But I still look the same. Here's the other side. What does one do when your family, the church, the city and state, your employer all abandon you? Move to Mars. Thank you. All aboard? Thanks. What does one do when your family, the church, the city and state, your employer all abandon you? Move to Mars? All aboard. I think we all can agree that we all have taken a flight at one time or another. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said things get a little sticky. When you mature and grow spiritually, it gets a little sticky. Thank you. But it's worth it, because in the end, someone or a few people will end up being the next public speaker that can encourage millions of people versus what you can do. So I challenge you today, please consider the things in your life that you need to start packing away. Thank you. Consider the things in your life that you need to either let go. Consider the things in your life that you may need to revisit. But the one thing that stays and remains the same is that we need to heal from the traumas that we've collected over the course of the years that we've been living and existing and breathing. And if you're not ready to do any of that, it's okay. But please don't become part of the problem and continuously complain about everyone else when it starts with you. Everyone isn't always the problem, but you are the solution. So start packing, please. I'm on Hello World, whenever nowadays. I used to do it more routinely, but it is what it is. I only come on when I feel like I need to. But being that I've been fasting for the last 2 days, it's just been so many things and so many thoughts that have been going through my mind that I just have to let it go and escape. And the best way that I know is through Hello World. Because I know it's somebody will understand what it means for them. I don't need you to understand me, because most people will never understand me. Most people don't try to understand me, and I'm okay with that. But for you and your life, I want you to get it for yourself, so you start doing the work or feel like you want to do the work. Because you're better, WHOLE, for your community than not. If you ever want to support the brand Be the Difference, or me personally, you can go on ahead and click the links in the description and order your books or order your merch, whichever one you would want to do. If you don't, that's fine too. But I would implore you to please tell a couple of people about Be the Difference and what we do. And if you don't know, it's all about messaging. All of the messages that we print are either conversational pieces or things to remind you of your power. That's what we're all about. So you see a message like high vibrations only. Hopefully that lifts your spirits. If you see a message, addiction kills the family, Hopefully that starts a much needed conversation in your group or you. And it's not about substance abuse only. There's so many addictions that we as humans have that it goes unspoken, it goes unnoticed, and we just continue to live in brokenness. At some point in time, we have to hold ourselves and each other accountable for no longer living a broken life, but becoming more WHOLE so we can become more effective with the people that we meet and the people that we're supposed to meet, the people that we're supposed to be enjoined with, the people that are supposed to just be breaths, lifetimes, or for seasons. So, follow on every platform, btdllc, and just know this. When you heal or start healing, you're going to just continuously go up. And that others will start going up too. And this is why I know our world is getting better. It's the little efforts that turn into big things. But if there's no effort, there's no turn. No effort, no life. No effort, no growth. So think about putting a little bit of effort so that there will be some growth. And every single last one of us do count. You have to believe that. And know that we all count either doing good or doing bad. And that's what free will is all about. We can choose which one we prefer. But with destruction comes chaos and bad patterns and behaviors. And the more you pull people towards destruction, chaos, and bad behavior, the more you'll be held accountable when you take your last breath. Because if you think this life is hard, imagine your soul just going aimlessly about with no destination, no peace, no tranquility, but nothing but everything that you caused. So the choice is up to you. But I will tell you this, you are beautiful and amazing. There is no mistake about you. There is absolutely no mistake about you. Even in your imperfections, you're still beautiful. Even in your not understanding, you are still beautiful. You still have a purpose. There still is a plan. But if you show little effort or none, you'll never know how profound your purpose and that plan would have been in your life if you show no participation. But before you can get on that, you got to heal. I know I have a lot of healing to do. Because even the things that were weighing down on me just within the past couple of weeks, I know I'm a fighter. I'm always going to be a fighter, but the same things keep on trying to weigh me down. I should have a grip and a grasp on, but it somehow still gets me. So I know I have to work on that. And those are my imperfections. And it's okay. But I'm fully aware of it and I don't want it to be there, so I will work. And I'm fully aware that everybody is not the problem. Most of the time, it's my lack of having faith in everybody being a solution in areas of my life. So think about that for yourself. Be honest, because at some point in time, you will have to face yourself. What really holds you back is truly you. Because it's not everyone else. We always want God to bless us with different things in life, but when He gives it to you, do you recognize that it's a gift? Do you recognize that it's something that will help you become more whole? Do you recognize that it's truly good? Or do you continuously see it as a recycled pattern that stopped working years ago? And that you've had plenty of opportunity to redo and choose differently, but you just don't, for whatever reason. Well, maybe it's fear, maybe it's stubbornness, whatever the case may be. We all live in our own body, so we know. Well, when we become aware, we know. But that's not everybody. Everybody is not the problem. It's my human thinking that everybody's going to turn out the same situations that I had to relive through too often. Because I'm not fully aligning with what will help me to understand peace even more. And to know that the people in my life are not bad. The people in my life are not here to destroy me like others did. The people in my life are not here to harm me. But I have to exercise the faith to know that as truth. Now put that in your own words for yourself. Don't allow fear. Don't allow past. Don't allow rejection. And don't allow it can't be to continuously rule you. Because you're more effective when you are healed, when you are the healed version of you. You are more strong when you are the healed version of you. You are more sound and confident when you are the healed version of you. But it's your choice on whether you want to participate or not. I want to participate because life as it wasn't ideal. And the life as it is can be so much better. But I have to continuously die to fear and to the lack that feels a lot more comfortable than what could be. So, now that I made it easier for you, will you participate for yourself and the greater good? My desire is that it is always going to be a yes. But again, it's your choice. No one is stopping you. No one has to stop you. Because guess what? If you decide to stay unhealed, you'll stop yourself before anyone else can. You'll stop your blessings before anyone else can. And you'll continuously prove to yourself that the old way and the old broken patterns is much more appealing then better. Moving forward. So anyhow, keep on growing and keep on glowing. Join me on any live that I do. Tomorrow we will be doing a printing live, and it's probably going to be in the morning when I have all of my packages that come. Then I can send out my last package that I need to. If you need anything custom printed, embroidered, oh, and we'll be working on some embroidery soon too. If you need anything custom printed or embroidered or just DTF transfers, go on ahead and hit us up. Be more than happy to assist you with that. That's just the business of Be the Difference. But the soul, I want that soul, all of our souls, to be more WHOLE. My name is Joy from Be the Difference, and I am signing out on another episode of Hello